Hi guys, Kemi here. I'm making this video because I want to tell you guys a little bit about what I have learned with this whole pandemic thing. Everything started like in September 2019. Like we were in Brazil, like traveling, visiting family, and then we have to go back to China because I was finishing my studies in China. So we're planning to stay in China because we have such a great time in Brazil. We're feeling like we should maybe stay a little longer. So our plans were to eventually go back to Brazil. So being is from another city, so we wanted to stay together. So we rented this small place in the city, and it's like inside a university. So we're sharing this apartment with another student. So it's like a 2 bedrooms apartment, but very, very small. And you also have to share with someone else, which sucks. But that's what we could afford at the time. We're like doing a lot of things, right? We're like doing some part-time jobs, and I was working on my research. Bing as well, he was working on, we moved to Nanjing where we currently live right now. The pandemic happened like just a few days before the Chinese New Year. And here in China, it's very common for people to travel, to go back to the countryside or whatever they come from, to spend time with their families. So we did the same thing. We plans were to stay there about 4 days. We ended up staying like a month, I think. It was really tough because there was no hot water there, so it was really hard to take a shower. And we have like to boil water pretty much every day to take a shower. I would skip some days, of course. We have to go back to the city eventually because our contract with the apartment owner was like about 3 months, and it was about to expire. So we're like trying to extend. It was not possible because the owner maybe she didn't like us. So in the middle of all that, we have to find a new apartment, and it was really hard because everywhere was closed. Everyone was shut down. We could not see like one single store opened, right? And which was very weird feeling because Nanjing is such a crowded city. There's just people everywhere. A couple of blocks from our apartment, there was like even this car. It was from Wuhan, right? Back at that time, people were like being very negative towards people from Wuhan. This car has like the plate number. It shows it was from Wuhan, so he has to write like I am from Wuhan, but I haven't been there for a year. So he put like a sign there, I think, for people not judge, or I don't know, which is kind of not nice, right? We found another apartment. It was also very small, but it was still in the city center, a little bit more convenient for us because at that area there were more stores, big stores open, and we have to do like grocery shopping, right? Which we would do like once a week. So, but the thing I'm trying to do here, explaining all this, is, looking back now, I have learned so many things. How we adapt to things, and it's so fast, right? Because when it happened, I remember feeling so down because it was like I was spending so much time at home, and my friends would tell me like, how can you spend so long at home? You're being at home for 3 months. And I was even questioning myself, how can I do that? Because it's just like it was like 3 or 4 months without seeing anyone besides my partner. I think what helped me to not think too much about that was trying to keep myself busy. It was not really intentional, because I have some papers to finish from school. I was doing the part-time job online, and we're just doing things. We were like working out a lot. I think that was the time that I have been the skinniest in my life. But there was a lot of cooking. I would cook like 3 times a day. I would look for recipes, things that I don't do. I never done it before. I've done some Chinese desserts. I've done some Chinese dishes, like Western dishes as well. So because really used to order food online, but with the pandemic, it's kind of forced ourselves to eat better, I would say. Yeah, so I was cooking a lot more and exercising and working, and it was actually quite fun because right now I am on a 9 to 6 right, so it's very, very busy. I sometimes I feel like I don't have the time to think for myself, and I'm always constantly thinking about the work that I have to do, about the work that I haven't done yet. And it feels like overwhelming. But at that time I had more time to think about the things that I like, about the things that I enjoy. So it was fun. Yeah, so I think what I have learned with all that is that we adapt ourselves, and keeping ourselves busy really helped us not to think too much like, oh, I can't see my friends, oh, I can't see my family. So I was like doing things that I like, reading, painting, just having fun. So that was one thing that I learned, to adapt to the situations and, you know, try to be happy on the way. Moving forward a little bit, talk a little bit about the second thing I have learned. Things started to get better, right? So in China, right? It was not getting any good in other countries because the virus was like spreading so fast. But in China was like kind of going back to normal. It went from online job. I started like teaching because I was like a teacher, English teacher. I was teaching on site, and that was the moment I think I worked so much. I was teaching 6 to 8 classes a day because like some of the teachers from the school was working or they were not in China, so it was like covering pretty much all the classes. And I did that for pretty much the whole year of 2020, and it was quite overwhelming because you know, just talking and standing the whole time, and so I was like, okay, I need to change my job, because I can't take this anymore. So I started looking for another job, which is the job that I'm right now. I'm like working with digital marketing in a company, which is well, I know I would not say like it's the greatest job, but it's definitely better than the thing I was doing before. You know, even though our lives have been like kind of going back to normal, right? There was still a lot of things going on, right? Like my family in Brazil, I was really worried about the whole situation in Brazil, and I'm still am, but I feel like very blessed, you know, because my family, direct family, like they were not affected by the virus. We always have like, I had friends and, you know, tons of people that I know that they got they were infected, right? But you know, I feel very blessed that you know, my mom, my dad, and my uncles, they are doing well. Yeah, thanks God. So the year, I don't know, I think it was the year for me, like to try to keep myself positive and trying to think about good things. You know, it was really hard because it was this pandemic was happening, and then also I lost a very close friend of mine. Right, but I didn't. She was not because of the coronavirus. She was dealing with some other healthy issues, and she, in one of the procedures, she had like a heart attack and she couldn't take it. So that really brought me down because she was very close to me, kind of a person that you imagine that you're gonna get old with and still having contact with. In 2019, I was able to go back to Brazil and spend time with her. So we traveled together, and she was the kind of person, she was so kind and so beautiful, and she was always up to, you know, to anything you suggest. It's like, oh, let's go. She was just fun. Well, that really taught me something, you know. I start to realize that I really need to create memories with people that really matter. Like from a few years back, I started traveling and spending a lot of time far away from my friends, far away from my family. And when you travel, it's kind of hard to create a solid relationship because you're always changing, right? You don't give it time for that relationship to build. And you know, being present, I'm really practicing this, to be present and just be there at the moment. That's what's gonna matter the most in the end. Third and last thing that I have learned in the past year, so is to be more appreciative, right? I'm trying to, and you know, I've been saying those things is like, we're not born with it, right? You practice that, and you learn how to enjoy those things. So going back to the story, we moved from that very small apartment because it was kind of far from my new job, so we moved to the place we are right now. And before, we were living in a one-bedroom apartment, and it was really tiny, everything. It really affected the way we were living. So when we moved here, things got really better. Just space, we realized that just something that we needed. Now we have like a we're living in a two-bedroom apartment. We have a living room, we have a kitchen, we have a bathroom, and you have you know, a small laundry place. We just realized like how important every room in the house is. Just space, it was like magic. It changed. I'm still cannot go back to Brazil and visit my family, right? I still doing those things, like trying to be talking with them as often as I can, and I'm being very busy with this job right now. But at the same time, I'm trying to be more appreciative of the things I have at the moment. You know, instead of just like being complaining, reflect about this whole thing in a positive way, being patient and being calm, and you know, just appreciate what I have. Blessed because I have my partner, right? I have who's always with me. He's like always supporting me on the things I want to do. He's always very thoughtful about the things he do for me. I appreciate all those things, you know, just appreciate talking with my family whenever I can, spending time coming home, you know, just appreciating those little moments. I think that's what, if everyone could do that, appreciate one little thing, you know, go to a park and just sit there and just try to think how lucky you are just to be alive and be breathing that air, and you know, feeling the sun and just being there. I think if you got to that point, I think you're living the best moment of your life. Yeah. And it's not something that you're gonna get overnight, of course. It's just something that you have to do little by little. I just be grateful, just enjoy the moment and appreciate it. Yeah, so those are the 3 things I have learned so far. So I hope you guys like this video. See you guys next time. Bye bye.